it's very, I guess, great to be here and see a lot of the projects that we've been kind of chatting with, and see their progress, see their traction. I'd like to give a special thanks to Sid Sabrandi in the background, who is one of our kind of very important early donors that helped this get from being me and one other person to kind of building a team, building out the execution capability to host events like this and to partner with some of the projects in the room. The vision of Charter Cities, the purpose of the Charter Cities Institute is economic growth. It's to create development. And I think part of what caused me to start this organization was the challenge and frustration of seeing the conversations that dominated the economic kind of profession and the development community as being focused on things that I did not think were having an impact. So they would go to conferences, talk to each other, shake their hands, sit on panels, but ultimately this would lead to very little kind of real-world change, real-world action, and kind of material difference in the lives of people on the ground. And so the kind of purpose of the Charter Cities Institute was to take some of those people, bring them together with people actually building new cities, people working for governments, people investing in new cities, people being service providers, and the like, and figuring out how they could actually work together and build an ecosystem, learn from each other, iterate from each other. I think one of the kind of best things seeing at this conference as compared to previous years has been seeing the projects improve, the projects accelerate, more projects coming. One of the challenges in this space is just let's call it the commitment, right? Building a city is not easy. Acquiring land is not easy. Dealing with government is not easy. Getting people to live there is not easy. These are kind of very challenging long-term problems that require a significant commitment from the people involved to realize, one, what the potential is, and two, the fact that it's not going to be a straight path, it's not going to be a linear path. It's going to require a lot of, frustration, blood, sweat, and tears that I'm sure many of us have shared. I think what has excited me about this conference is seeing some of that come to fruition. So I've used the analogy of kind of charter cities being a boulder, right? And the advantage of the boulder sitting on a hill, and most public policy change, most economic reforms, right? You lobby, you try to convince people here it's good to make it easier to invest, make it easier to hire people. And maybe you convince the government and you get a win, and hopefully they keep that change in place, and then you convince them on the next thing. And the argument for charter cities is that once you get rolling, the ball picks up momentum. Once you have successful examples, people can learn from them. There's a group that has a concentrated economic benefit, the investors and the developers, from further economic liberalization. And this can cascade and lead to much greater economic development than kind of traditional theories of kind of policy change. And our hope, I think, being at this summit, comparing it to the last summit, is we can feel this boulder begin to move, right? Doesn't have full momentum on its own yet, but it's starting to move. With a few more good kind of heavy shoves, I think it does start to really roll down the hill, pick up, and it becomes a beast of its own. And so I'm really hoping that us at the summit are really participating in something that can make a really material difference in economic development and poverty alleviation, creating jobs, creating housing, entrepreneurship, not just in Africa, but across the world. And so I would like to thank everyone for participating. Feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to any of the CCI team. I'd like to thank our sponsors. I'd like to thank our staff, particularly Michael Holstein and Jeffrey Mason, who put this entire conference on their backs and did it. And I hope to see everyone again in, a year and a half, 2 years, wherever we decide to host it next. And so thank you very much. As a final, perhaps I didn't get the crescendo right, but just as a reminder, we're a nonprofit, a 501c3. So for those of you that are interested and have the capacity to support, we would very much appreciate it. And for those of you that have relationships with foundations and other institutions and individuals that are able to support, we rely on that for our continued operations and our success. So Thank you very much for coming, and hope to see you again in a year or two.